We are talking about perimenopause. I have had so many questions about this lately that I felt I had to address it here. So I'm going to tell you my personal story with perimenopause, and then we're going to get into all of the issues around it and how you can feel better. So I'm 43 years old myself. I am in the middle of perimenopause. I also had a hysterectomy almost 2 years ago. I still have one ovary, so I still cycle, but I'm experiencing some of those hormonal changes. So I'm right there with you. So perimenopause itself is defined as the time when we start to have decreased estrogen, when our ovaries start to produce less estrogen, produce fewer eggs. And that can happen up to 10 years before you actually go into menopause. So it is a really wide range of women who are experiencing perimenopause symptoms. And what I'm finding is that I see so many clients experiencing some of the symptoms and they don't understand that that is what they are going through. So I think just understanding that you could be in the beginning of that cycle can really help you to understand what you're experiencing and where you can really go from here and give you some tools. So again, it can happen up to 10 years before you go through menopause, and it's that entire time that's happening when your ovaries are producing less estrogen, fewer eggs, preparing itself for menopause. So some of the symptoms that you can feel during perimenopause can be fatigue, decreased ability to sleep, increased stress, more vaginal dryness, decreased sex drive, and one of the biggest ones I hear from my clients is the inability to lose weight. So what you'll feel is that you're doing the exact same stuff you have always done. Nothing has changed, right? Your diet hasn't changed, your workouts haven't changed, nothing has changed, but suddenly you're either gaining weight or you're having a bigger difficulty losing the weight that you want to lose. So common during perimenopause. So I want to talk to you about some of the recommended things to address all of this, and then also my personal experience on what I've done to help me in this time. So I have definitely felt that I have had to change my strategies to keeping myself at a certain weight. I have found that I am having an increased ability to gain weight. It's getting a little bit easier to put on those pounds without changing anything else. And also, I want to find the workouts that are most effective for me at this time in my life without exacerbating all of those other symptoms. I think also something to keep in mind is that we are in a crazy time in the world right now where you could easily be increasing your stress levels. And that's what I found for myself, that over the past year and a half, I have had increased stress, decreased ability to sleep, all of the things. And that has really compounded what I'm feeling with the perimenopause. I kind of go back and forth on, is what I'm feeling stress or is it feeling perimenopause? And it really is a combination of both. So I'm really having to look at what I can do to make myself feel better. So let me go through those things for you. One of the first things I would do if you think you're in perimenopause and you want to get a handle on it and you want to know where you are, I would have your hormones tested. This isn't something that doctors do regularly. It's not something we get done all the time, and it is valuable information that's going to give you so much going forward. So you can go to your doctor if you want and just say, I want a hormone panel, help me out here. What I did about 6 months after my own hysterectomy is I wanted my baseline. I wanted to know what in the world was going on with my hormones. In theory, they should have been the same, but I didn't know. I was feeling a lot of joint pain. I was having a hard time recovering from normal workouts for me, and I knew something didn't feel right. So personally, I saw somebody who specializes in hormones, and she did something called the Dutch test, and I'm going to give you links to all of this information below. So just look below for my resource link, and this will give you some of that info. So I did a consult with her over the phone. I took the Dutch test. I got it through the mail. It was easy to take. I sent it back in, and I got so much information about my hormones that she went through with me, and then she recommended specific things to help me regulate my hormones. Like, for instance, my estrogen was off the charts. We had no idea. I had no idea my estrogen was that crazy. It was off the charts high, like dangerous high. So we had to get that in order first. And again, this isn't something that I would have necessarily gotten from my doctor. It was not hormone replacement therapy. I think that's something that can really help a lot of women, so I don't discount that. I just didn't need to go there yet. So this woman that I worked with, this specialist, really helped me get my hormones under control in a way that I didn't have to go through hormone replacement therapy. So I will give, again, resources below for that, but that's something I would do is find someone. There are many people. You can look up Dutch test online and find a practitioner to help, but I would highly recommend getting your hormones tested and making sure that you know what your baseline is. It's such helpful information that's just not usually given from our regular doctor. Okay, so that's one of the first things I did. The second thing is I increased my protein intake. So in general, guidelines are for anyone over the age of 18 to get 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Most of us as women aren't getting that much, and that's for anyone over the age of 18. Once you hit perimenopause into menopause, they recommend that we actually get 0.5 grams of protein. That's more. They recommend that we get more protein. It's half a gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Basically, that's a lot, and it's probably more than what you are getting. So I really focused on getting more protein because I knew I wasn't getting enough, and it has helped tremendously. Again, it helps my joint pain, it helps my muscle pain. I think it's helped my recovery from my workouts, and I think it's made my workouts more effective. So I'm increasing my protein intake. I do that by having really healthy protein shakes. I try to have some after an intense workout or after lifting weights. I put collagen peptides in my coffee every single morning. Again, I'll have links to these below, the ones I use. So I put collagen peptides in my coffee every morning. That helps. And I make sure that I have lean sources of protein available to me, either animal protein or plant protein. I prefer both. I like them both. So I make sure that I have those kind of prepped and ready for my lunches and for my dinners. So that's something that has really helped me personally. There are other recommendations overall for diet and nutrition when you are going through menopause. So decrease sugar, decrease processed carbohydrates, all the things that we know we kind of need to do anyway. Possibly decreased caffeine and alcohol if that is something that you have a lot of in your diet. Some of the recommendations from doctors are to control those limits. But for me personally, by really focusing on increasing my protein and having that with a lot of veggies and a lot of wholesome foods, that has helped me personally. So that's something that I have done. And then when it comes to workouts, what you want to look for is consistent movement, things that we always talk about, consistent movement, a variety of movement, making sure that you're moving your body. But really something that I have found that's helped me, and again, a recommendation overall, lift weights. You need to lift some weights. I have some great workouts here on YouTube. I have one for women over 50 that I love. And even again, at the age of 43, I do it. It's a great overall workout for increasing your weights that you're using. I have a lot of beginner weight workouts, but by doing weights at least twice a week, it helps build muscle mass, which then is going to help your overall health. It's going to help with osteoporosis, and it's going to help you burn more calories during the day. So you want to make sure you're not doing only cardio, right? And you want to make sure you're not doing only workouts down on the mat. I want you to get up and lift some weights about twice a week. That's going to help a lot. And then also something to keep in mind is that you are not doing only high intensity interval training workouts, okay? Most of us have a good balance, but you want to make sure you're not doing only those high intensity workouts 4 or 5 times a week. That can actually wreak havoc on your hormones. So only once or twice a week on your high intensity workouts. And you'll know what those are, those high intensity interval training. So once or twice a week on those. Make sure you're lifting weights once or twice a week, even if it's just 5 pounds. That's awesome. Check out some of my beginner weightlifting workouts once or twice a week, and then make sure you're doing some Pilates that we have here on YouTube once or twice a week, okay? Get out and walk, get fresh air, get out in the sunshine, get that natural vitamin D. That's gonna help too. And then a final piece is sleep. What's funny about this is that a natural symptom of perimenopause is an inability to sleep, but then they say something that you want to do to help yourself with perimenopause is to get more sleep. Kind of hard when you're having a hard time sleeping to just say, oh, okay, good, now I'm going to get more sleep. So something I have done to help, because I was having a hard time sleeping, I think, again, it was a part of stress and crazy dreams and not being able to shut off my mind. So I got a weighted blanket recently, and it has helped a ton. I've just really focused on trying to get more sleep, trying to turn off my phone well before bedtime. I like to read before bed to calm myself down, and that weighted blanket actually has really, really, really helped. So I think doing whatever you can to focus for yourself on a way to get more sleep will definitely help. All right. So those are the strategies I have used. I hope that helps make you realize you're not alone at all in this, that there are strategies and ways. If you are having a hard time losing the weight that you want to lose, and again, that's the complaint I get from almost all of my clients around this issue, make sure that 1, you're not beating yourself up. Okay, there are strategies you can do. 2, have your hormones tested, because that's a big piece. Having your hormones tested, getting those in line, and then making sure you're checking your diet and your nutrition. Those are 2 big factors. So it's not always a matter of just working out harder. It's a matter of finding the strategy that works for you. So have those 2 things done, and then make sure that you are lifting those weights twice a week. Make sure you're getting out in the sunshine and walking, and make sure that you're challenging yourself. You can't really do just the same workout every day that you've done for the last 5 years. That's not going to work for your body if you want to lose weight or change your body composition. You need to challenge yourself. So make sure you're stepping outside the box, doing something new, doing something different, and challenging yourself. So I hope those tips help. I am here for you. I am here with you. We can do this together, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for stopping by. Remember, subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified every time a new video comes up. Like and comment on this video and let me know what you thought. You can also always come over to jessicavalantpilates.com to find all the resources I have for living a healthy lifestyle, including full-length workout videos, healthy recipes, and a community I would love for you to be a part of. So I'll see you there.